Welcome. So today we're going to look at how we get Modbus data from our Modbus device out to Status Enterprise or Status Device Cloud. So I'm in the data model designer right now. I have a pump that has a flow rate property that I would like to populate with some data from Modbus through Modbus TCP. So I'm going to start by creating a new configuration. And the first thing the software is going to do is say, well, where's your live data coming from? And this is where we could select OPC, different PLCs or wireless sensors. I'm going to select Modbus TCP server. And I'm going to set a port. So this is the port that our Modbus clients need to send the data to the Modbus server. So maybe it's port 500 that we would like to be receiving the data on. And I'm going to close that, and I'm going to click Connect. And on the left side is my model. So there's my flow rate. And on the right side I have a bunch of registers that I can bind to in order to bind the data to our flow rate value. But I can also go back into the configuration and I can create a custom item on my own. So I could create a group. Maybe these registers are coming from, we said it was a pump, right? So so we could create a group name called pump, and maybe this is the flow rate register. So I'll call it flow. And for the table, maybe we want to grab something out of a holding register, and maybe it's address 10. So I can create these own custom items instead of using the registers directly, and this is just, makes things easier, less errors and things like that when I've got a lot of items and I'm trying to manage them. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to disconnect and reconnect. And that's going to reload the providers, and I can see now I've got pump with flow here, right, instead of just having all of the registers itself. So I'll use that one that we just created, that flow property, and I'm going to map that up to the flow rate on pump A2. So I'm going to right click and do add mapping. So as this value changes in the Modbus server, it's going to update this path, the flow rate in pump A2 within our data model. So the data is going to be going from our Modbus TCP client to the data connector service. Data connector service is going to look at this mapping and say, okay, when this value changes, I'm supposed to update the following property in the model, and we'll do that. Regardless if it's status server that's running locally or if it's status server running on Status Device Cloud. And I'm going to save this configuration. And now I'm going to open up, this is our Modbus, simply Modbus. This is the TCP client that we're going to use. And I've got it set up here to connect up to port 500. And what we're going to do is we're going to write a value into that register so that we can watch it update. So in order to watch it update, we're going to go to our Mimic designer, and we're going to bind this graphic here to the flow rate. We do that by double clicking, and I'm going to save this screen and run it so that we can watch the value change. Okay, so here we are back in simply Modbus, and I'm going to go to write, and the register that I want to write to is going to be register 10. Got no offset here, and the value that I'm going to write is going to be value 123. So I click send, and that value goes off into the data connector service that looks up the data mapping and then updated the model appropriately. And as the model changes, it broadcasts to all the clients, and it was picked up within this runtime client that we're currently looking at right now. Okay, thank you very much for your time. I look forward to seeing you soon.